So how can you ensure success on a keto diet by meal planning like a pro? Hey folks, my name's Allie. Let's get started. So welcome to Keto 104. If you've been following my Keto 101 series, I've talked about how to just get started real quick in an 8-step plan in my first Keto 101 video. And I've talked about logging your food and finding motivation in my other videos. And today I wanted to talk about a really important part about keto and dieting in general. So let's talk about meal planning. Now there are a few steps to follow for meal planning. The first is you want to definitely calculate your calories and your macronutrients. Like I said in my Keto 101 video, follow the standard plan. Do about 20% deficit in calories and stick below about 20 grams of carbs, or up to 30. Some people go up to 30. And then make sure you get sufficient protein. And I'll link below a keto calculator that you can use to help you find all those numbers. Okay, like I mentioned in my Keto 103 video, you definitely want to download a food log, and that will help you with your meal planning as well. Okay, step 3, you're definitely going to want a list of foods that you can and cannot eat on a keto diet. Now, I'm going to show you the one that helped me through the first 2 months when I did this diet. Here it is. It's basically my keto Bible. I literally carried this thing around when I went grocery shopping for about 2 months, or when somebody else made me food. I kind of looked up the foods in here and said, oh, I can eat that. Oh, I cannot eat that. I use it to help me cook things and try out new recipes. And basically, it's just a transcript of a video that I'm going to link below about a doctor. His name is Eric Westman, who was teaching diabetic patients about how to follow a low sugar and low starch diet. So I'll link this down below. It's the most useful keto resource I have ever found on the internet. And I found it on the Reddit FAQ, or frequently asked questions. But in the last year or so, I haven't been able to find the link to it, so I'm going to link it down below. Luckily, I made a download copy. So hopefully my limited knowledge of Google Drive and Google Docs will allow me to share it with you. And if the link doesn't work, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll definitely find another way to get this out there, because it's probably my favorite resource for the keto diet. So just to go through the document with you, it tells you a list of meats that you can eat, pretty much any meat. Just look out for things with added sugars like deli meats and sausages. It gives you lots of options for vegetables, leafy greens, fibrous vegetables, what to look for in cheese, creams, mayonnaise, and oils, condiments and snacks that you can eat, and then the avoid list, things that you should look out for. And that includes sugars and starches and the names of foods that might have those hidden in them. It tells you what kind of artificial sweeteners you can use, fats and oils that you can and cannot use. It talks about beverages, caffeinated beverages, alcohol, about the quantities that you should be eating. It tells you about how to find food nutrition on the USDA database. It gives you an example meal plan, how to read a food label, and other names for sugars that you might not be aware of. So like I said, I really did carry this around with me for everything that I ate and every time I went grocery shopping, and I just looked at the list of what I could and couldn't eat. And it really taught me how to just pick out those things now more intuitively. I mean, when I go to the grocery store, I know exactly what I can and can't eat. I know how to read a food label and about serving sizes and grams and all that. So definitely this is my favorite resource, and if you'd like to download it, I'm going to try and link it below. Okay, so the next step in meal planning is try and figure out what kind of eating schedule you want to follow. If you're used to eating one big meal a day, then I'd say stick to that if it works. For me, I prefer to eat 2 small meals and then a larger dinner. I've always been kind of a snacker and grazer, so just having multiple meals works better for me. I do want to note here that if you are used to eating throughout the day and then you go straight to intermittent fasting while starting keto, that might drive you crazy, okay? You might feel like you're starving. So I definitely say get used to the food first. Don't even worry about calories too much in the first couple weeks or even the first month. Get used to changing your tastes and get used to eating the food before you change too much else. Okay, so the next step is to write down your meal plan. For me, I don't know why I do this, but I start with my favorite and biggest meal, which is dinner. So I figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner first before any other meal or any snacks. So what I do is I look at what kind of meat or protein do I want to have for dinner, and then I look at my vegetable size. Maybe it's broccoli, maybe it's a big salad with lots of cheese and dressing. It could be any vegetable that's pretty much on that list that I just showed you. And I think I start with my dinner because that's what I get most excited about, because it's like my big meal that I just look forward to throughout the day. And so for me, I like to know exactly what I'm going to have for dinner. And then when I go for like lunch or breakfast, I pretty much do the same thing every single week. I'll do the same lunch and breakfast for like 2 months in a row just because I'm going to work in the morning and I'm in a rush. So I'll just have something simple. And then for lunch, it's just, I don't have a long lunch break. So I just eat something simple there too. But dinner is where I like to go crazy, and that's my favorite meal. So I like to devote my attention to that when I first start meal planning. Okay, the second meal I plan is usually lunch. I look at what I want to do. Sometimes I just eat a meat. Maybe it's a couple of bratwursts, maybe it's a turkey sausage. Right now I'm just doing a big serving of guacamole. Pretty much anything that would be on this list you can have. So you can plan for your lunch what you want to do. Like I said, for me I keep it simple because I'm rushing to make my lunch in the morning and I don't have long to eat it, so it works for me. Then I go into my breakfast, and for breakfast, again, it's something simple. So right now, I've been doing the ham, leftover ham from Christmas, but I think it just went bad, so I'm going to throw it out. And I'm going to be doing cheese sticks for a while, because that's what's in my fridge. Okay, after you take care of your main meals, then look at any snacks that you might want. And again, this has a list of snacks, but my favorites are definitely nuts, pork rinds, cheese sticks, just raw veggies and dip. Anything that can be snacky that's on this list, hey, go for it. Then you want to look at your beverages, what you want to drink throughout the day. And then finally, you might want to look at a little sweet treat. Maybe you don't need that, but I definitely like having that to look forward to at the end of the night with a cup of coffee. So right now I'm doing dark chocolate. I was just doing cream cheese, but I think I've gotten used to just going back to my dark chocolate and not craving it all the time. So I'm doing my dark chocolate again. Now the important part of this is writing everything down. So you definitely want to go meal by meal, beverages, snacks, and desserts. You want to have a category so that when you go to the grocery store, you know exactly what to look for. You're not going to go in through all the aisles and zigzag around and be tempted by all this food. Because the thing about being on a diet is you want to be able to say no just once. And for me, that once is most important at the grocery store. Because if you buy something that might tempt you, it's much easier to say yes. But if you say no once at the grocery store, then you're doing pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to go through with you kind of how I planned my meals for this week. Right now it's Thursday night, but this is for Saturday for when I go shopping. So here, I just did my dinner, and I was planning on doing a chuck eye steak. I've gotten it in the past. It's pretty cheap, but it's still tasty, and I like it. Then with that, I'm going to do a big spring mix salad. It's got spinach and other greens in it, and it's really filling. And instead of dressing, I just like to put lots of cheese on it, so I'm going to get some feta. Okay, so that'll be my dinner all week. And then for lunch, I'm going to do cauliflower rice. Now, last week I had dinner, like fried cauliflower rice with mushrooms and broccoli and like scrambled egg and soy sauce all mixed in. So I just need to get some more cauliflower rice that's already packaged and like grated. I guess they grate it or chop it. And I already have soy sauce, so my plan for lunch is just to put about maybe 150 to 200 grams of cauliflower in a Tupperware. Just throw it in the microwave at work and then put some soy sauce on top, and it should be pretty good. Then for breakfast, I'm planning on doing boiled eggs. I'm just going to do all my eggs probably on Sunday so that they're ready to go for the morning. Okay, for my snacks, I'm going to do some cheese sticks, and I'm not sure how to spell it, but I put camembert. I saw a picture on Instagram. Somebody was just eating camembert cheese, and it just looked really good. So I'm going to try that with maybe a cup of coffee for a snack. Then for dessert, what I like to do is I make like these cinnamon eggs. I just take a couple eggs, like a tablespoon of butter, and I scramble them, and then I add artificial sweetener and then some cinnamon on top, and they taste really good and they're delicious for a dessert. So that's what I'm gonna have. And then I got my drinks, my Coke Zero and my tea. And then also too, so like I said, these are just my 3 meals, but if you wanted to do a different meal each night, you could do the same format and just have like one for, say this was Monday, and then you have Tuesday, and you just plan it out like that and keep going. But for me, this just is cheaper and it works better. So yeah, I highly recommend planning out your meals. It'll help you stay on budget, and it'll help you stay on your diet so that you're not too tempted to like walk around and just look at all the food in the grocery store. So yeah, that's about it. I'll go see you over by the birch tree now. Those are just some tips and tricks for starting and continuing a keto diet. That's just one method to meal plan, by the way. Like I said, if you have a different eating schedule and you just do one big meal, that's up to you. Like I said, I suggest starting with your main meal and going from there. And also too, please be sure to check out this. It's the best resource I could find on keto, and it's my favorite. And I'm so glad that I could find it buried in one of my emails that I sent to myself, because I knew that I was going to want this in the future. So, well folks, that's about it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find me on Instagram, my name is keto_Ally. Again, thanks for watching. My name's Ally. Have a good one. Bye.